go live at 24. I'm gonna unmute the mic and stuff so you can talk when it goes to 24. Just don't say anything for the next minute or so. He was just speaking in the game, so no talking for the next minute or so.
Hello everyone and welcome to Las Vegas Motor Speedway on this Tuesday night in November. The NASRA Tuesday Night Truck Series heads here for their final race of the season. We're going to crown a champion amongst all the racers that are racing tonight. I'm Adam here with my co-announcer Brady LaBeouf and producer Cody Knott behind the scenes. Brady, these guys have kind of had a small group of drivers going up throughout this whole season, but tonight they're going to race for a championship. They're all excited that they've been wanting to get this done. What do we got to look forward to tonight?
I think it's going to be a great race. You got guys like Justin Michael, Rhett Tucker, Dustin Scruggs, guys that's pretty fast and showed a lot of speed throughout the season. They're going to be going for some championship payouts north of $100, $150. So a lot on the line tonight, and I think we'll have a great showing.
Yeah, it looks like everybody in the field tonight is going to be going for this championship. Like you said, big name guys like Justin Michael, Jeff Murray, Hank Caston's in here, Nathan Rogie, Rhett Tucker, all these guys. We've seen Rhett Tucker win a couple weeks in a row now. He's going to look to try to win again and close this thing out with a championship. On screen there, we've got, it's like the 66, and there's 60 of Jeff Murray. And these guys, they're just going to, we got about 135 laps tonight. The stages are lap 30 and lap 60. They're going to have 3 extra set of tires when they come out there, so I think definitely they're going to be using tires in each of the first 2 stages. And then they're going to try to stretch out that tire run on that last stage, or you might see some different strategies. Some guys might try to save a set of tires in those first 2 stages.
Yeah, definitely, especially if you're, one of the guys that may be off pace, or, you got to find a way to kind of leapfrog the group as per se for that final run, or hope for a late caution to come out so that you have a little bit of an advantage over the field. But like you said, I mean, we're going to see Rhett Tucker, coming off of 2 weeks in a row of winning Rockingham, Talladega. He's going to be one of the favorites tonight. So Robbie Richards, he won Daytona last night, so he's got some momentum. So it should be, it's a small field, but at least it should be, a great race tonight.
Absolutely. Like you said, we got Robbie Richards. He's riding a string of momentum. Currently sitting in that 7th spot in qualifying with a 30.92. A 30.75 is currently the fast time. So far, it looks like it's been put up by Justin Michael.
Yeah, the series was pretty unique. You were able to, they gave out 13 drop weeks, so they were just taking your 7th best races throughout the season. So not too much commitment to the series, but we're gonna finish strong here tonight, Adam.
Yeah, these guys got some prizes to shoot for tonight too. $150 going to the winner, $105 to second, $90 to third, $75 to fourth, $65 to fifth, $55 to sixth, $50 to seventh, $45 to eighth, and $40 to ninth. So $675 total payouts going out tonight for these guys. So they've got a good bit to race for tonight. And I think there you see we've got Dustin Scruggs running around. He's probably definitely one of the guys you got to look at as a favorite to come out and win this thing for sure.
Yeah, and from your experience of running Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Adam, what can you tell the viewers at home about going around this 1.5 mile track?
Oh, in the truck series, these guys are basically on fresh tires. These guys are holding it wide open at this point, you know. There's not really too much you have to worry about, just holding a good steady line. It's a little bit bumpy down there on the low side going through 1 and 2. So a lot of guys try to run that middle to high line coming through 1 and 2, you know, during the race. You'll see them try to get down there and run it and qualify, because if you can make it and hit it just right, that's going to be the fastest way around this joint. And you'll see them just dive low in 3 and 4. Not a whole lot of bumps down in 3 and 4, just a couple small ones. Turn 1 and 2 is definitely the more bumpy. And you'll want to watch out for that when you got guys coming side by side, maybe even 3 wide coming through that corner. You want to watch that guy pushing up, going over those bumps, pushing up into the guy. He's going to want to get a good run off the corner. So he's going to be running that guy on the outside real tight, especially racing for a championship tonight. Tires are going to be big.
Oh, no doubt, Adam. And I've always enjoyed running here. It's one of my favorite tracks on the server. It's just it's fun, You're wide open for about the first 8 to 12 laps, and then after that, tires wear off, and you got to kind of get out of the gas, and it's all who can conserve and save throughout the run, to where you can keep that momentum getting off the corners around here. But I'm excited about it. It looks like the temperature tonight is 69 degrees. We got a wind temperature of 13 miles per hour coming out of the north. The humidity is 26%, and the track temperature is 71 degrees. And those temperatures should come down a little bit more as we get into the night racing part of it. We started the session late afternoon. We'll get into sunset, and then we'll get into the night part of the as we get through the first and second stage.
Yeah, so you mentioned there lower temperatures, high wind. Probably you're thinking a lot of grip as the sun sets even more. These guys are going to have a lot of grip tonight, so it's definitely going to help them. They're going to be flying around this racetrack, not really slipping and sliding as much. And it definitely sets the ground for some more daring moves, the more grit that these guys have out there on the racetrack.
And only about 10 seconds left to qualify, and it looks like Justin Michael is going to be your pole sitter with a 30.754.
Yeah, that's about 700s quicker than second place. Jeff Merck, Hank Caston's going to be third. So some quick laps from some good guys there. I think that top 5. I gotta say that top 5. When we see the lineup when it comes on the screen here, we'll talk about this top 5. And there it is. We got Justin Michael starting out front. Jeff Burke will be starting in second. Hank Caston third. Rhett Tucker fourth. Dustin Scruggs in fifth. Chad Waller in sixth. Kyle Hess will be starting seventh in that Rhett Tucker Racing number 94 machine. Kyle Hess from Mission 1 Esports will be in eighth. Robert Richards, his teammate, lines up one row behind him in ninth position. Nathan Rogie will be starting 10th. Curtis Rogers will be starting 11th. Raul Meza out of California, he'll be starting in that 12th position. Moving on, we've got Lance Miller starting in 13th and Brandon Broadfoot in 14th. So, going back to our top 5 there, Brady, those are the guys that have been kind of running up front most of this series. And those are the guys that have been winning the most of the races. Those are some quick guys in that top 5. Justin Michael, Jeff Merck, Hank Caston, Rhett Tucker, Dustin Scruggs. Out of all 5 of those, which one do you think has the best chance of getting it done tonight? Or
Oh
somebody
man,
outside that top 5?
man, that's going to be a tough one. All 5 of them do a great job at conserving tires. They know how to get around this place. They know how to drive these trucks very, very well. Uh, if I'm going off of momentum, I'm picking Rhett Tucker, but I wouldn't count out Dustin Scruggs. I really wouldn't.
I guess I'm about to go with Justin Michael. Seems like everywhere he goes, he's fast. Everywhere he goes, he's almost untouchable. I think he's going to have a little bit of competition tonight, but I think Justin Michael is going to be able to hang on, start from pole, be able to win this thing. Not sure. Maybe at some point in time in the race, we'll be able to get some of these drivers up and talking to them, talk about how their race is going. But now the pace car rolls off. These guys are going to do their pace and warm up lap where they come back around off turn 4 to get the green flag to race for this championship tonight. Got to thank everybody over here at NASRA for putting on this Tuesday night series. You know, this, like Brady kind of mentioned, these guys have a limited number of drivers, not a whole lot of commitment to this series, but the guys that have hung it out, you know, they've made it this far. Got to give a huge props to them for hanging on this far, racing for this championship, putting on some great racing for all of y'all watching. And what do we got in store for Tuesday nights, you know, after this, Brady?
Oh, well, the idea is all the guys within the league been begging for a short track series. So we're going to make an attempt, plus a dirt series. So we're going to make an attempt to kind of incorporate them in there together and make a super late model dirt and asphalt series. It's in the preliminary stages, but that is our goal and our plan moving forward with Tuesdays.
All right, as the field rounds turn number 4. Pace car is going to pull off. Jeff Burke's going to lead this field to the green flag as they come to the Geico restart zone. Green flag's away. And we're championship racing tonight here at Las Vegas. Justin Michael, he gets a good jump. Really gets down to turn 1, pulls away by a couple car lengths. You know, we're going to see these guys, they're going to start drafting back up towards him. And then we'll see how aggressive they are to try to get around him. You see Rhett Tucker. You talked about it, Brady. He's coming off 2 straight wins. He's going to get up here and try to push this 60 truck around the 36 of Hank Caston. And I think this is going to be something we're going to have to watch tonight. Guys on the outside, I want to really see how Hank Caston can perform here. As you see, Rhett Tucker takes it 3 wide between Caston and Merck, and he's going to make it work. He split both of them right down the middle. He's hungry to get out here and race Justin Michael for this thing.
Yeah, I think Rhett, typical Rhett, you know, he wants to get out there. He wants to control this race. He wants to run his own pace. So he wants to get a good baseline on his tires the first run. So I think you'll see him try to get this lead right here and control this race.
Oh, what I was about to get on there, Brady, was the guys on the outside. You know, they got the better run coming off the corner. The guys on the inside are going to have a really hard time trying to hold position or even pass on the inside, especially through turns 1 and 2. You know, how much do you, if you're in a Hank Caston spot right now, you've been stuck on that inside. Now McGonagall's going to come below you, take you 3 wide, and Hank's going to fall up to the outside. But how long do you think he would have wanted to fight on that inside?
Well, you really don't want to do it too much because obviously that's going to wear out your tires more. You kind of want, in a perfect world, the field to get single file here and kind of run the bottom in the beginning, and as the tires wear off, kind of move towards the top. But, you know, it's just right now you're just trying to find your spot, and you don't want to give up too much track position, but at the same time, you don't want to be battling guys while guys like Rhett Tucker and Justin Michael are getting out in front.
Yeah, as you've seen Rhett Tucker, he was able to get around that 87 of Justin Michael and just pulled away by almost a second now over McGonigal. You know, he is flying out there, maybe using up a good bit of his stuff here. We'll see as this run moves on if he can maintain this pace, because he's absolutely flying and pulling away from this pack right now.
Well, you know, you're not running, you know, a full length of 135. You're basically running to lap you're running to lap 30, So we're going to have our stage 1 break here at lap 30. So Rhett's, knows that in 25 laps, a caution's going to be thrown. So that's what he's doing.
Absolutely, and I think that kind of goes back and defeats the strategy earlier we were talking about. If we're going to see anybody try to save a set of tires in the first 2 stages, I'll tell you who we're not going to see, and that's probably Rhett Tucker. He is definitely not going to be saving a set of tires. He's pulled away to about a 1.7-second lead now. Some good racing still going on back here from second on back, though, as it appears that Andrew McGonigal, Rhett Tucker's teammates, moved up to second. There you see Hank Casson settled in third. Justin Michael now just dropped back to fifth as he was passed by Dustin Scruggs. And you got Raul Meza and Jeff Merck side by side back there for that 6th position. See Dustin Scruggs, he's going to try to, him and Hank Casson, those guys, 2 good personalities in the series. Those guys are always bantering with each other off the track, and when they get back on the track, they are just as fun to watch. Ooh, saw the 65 back there. Curtis Rogers got a little bit loose underneath Robbie Richards there.
Yeah, and with these trucks, Adam, it almost, acts like a super speedway kind of deal because you're in the throttle more than you are on the brakes, and you're basically, like I said, you're just kind of lifting, getting in, and as soon as the truck settles, you're back into the gas, and you're using the draft off the truck in front of you to carry that momentum off the corner. So as we see Hank Caston and Raul Meza side by side, but Rhett has just checked out to a 2.3-second lead. He definitely wants it tonight.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this either. I was really expecting the field to be closer racing, almost plate style racing here, which is usually what we see a lot of times when we come here to Las Vegas, especially with these cooler temperatures, but it's not what we're seeing tonight. Rhett Tucker, man, he's really surprised me here early on after lap 10. Riding on board with him. He's holding a great steady line right there through 1 and 2, holding a pretty much steady wheel over those bumps. You see just how bumpy it was. His hands moving around a good bit, going down there in the 1 and 2. Down here in 3 and 4, it's not so bumpy, so he's holding it just a little bit steadier. About a half lane up off that white line. Gives him a good run off turn 4.
And then you see him cutting down on the apron right there. You'll pick up a tenth, by doing that each lap, but it does wear out the tires faster.
Absolutely, Brady, and you know a lot more about how to go fast around this place than I do. This is, like you said, one of your better tracks.
Yeah, I always enjoy whenever we come to Las Vegas. I ran a recruitment race here, I want to say about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and was able to claim victory. And I wasn't doing what Rhett Tucker's doing, but I was able to pull it off at the end. And I'm curious to see, you set yourself up to pull that 4 out in front on the field. Are the tires going to equalize? Are they going to be able to catch back up to you before the stage break? I know if this thing stays green with the small field we have, that final run's going to have a green flag pit stop in it. Do we have a late caution? Do we have a green-white checkered finish kind of deal, So a lot of things, but right now, it's Rhett Tucker's race. He's in control of it.
Or, is the rest of the field, are they just kind of chilling out? But I can almost guarantee you that we are not going to see the same thing in this next stage that we are seeing in this stage. These guys behind Rhett are learning from him right now, and they are waiting to see, just as you said, how is his truck going to react as this run goes on. They are all watching him right now to see how his truck's going to react, and they're going to base their next stage off of that, what they see. They can know how hard they need to push the truck, or if they were doing just fine on this stage to kind of conserve their tires. We're going to find that out. I'd say here in about 5 laps, we're going to start seeing what the pace looks like. Here in about 5 laps, we'll see exactly what the pace comparison is. We're about halfway through this first stage right now. McGonigal, Raul Meza. Meza is wanting to try to find a way around McGonigal, but McGonigal's going to make it hard on him. You know, he's teammates with Brett Tucker. Those two want to dominate this race out front.
Yeah, Red Tucker, you know, he's running 31.477 right now compared to Andrew and Raul running 31.5, so he's a tenth faster out there in that clean air.
Now I'll say, looking at those last lap times, you know, I was looking from 4th on back, Curtis Rogers, Nathan Rogie, Justin Michael, Jeff Mert, all ran faster lap times in the top 3. Brandon Broadfoot, Hank Caston right here. I don't know what's happened to Hank. He's fallen all the way back to the 12th position here. Kind of curious to know what happened to him.
Yeah, it's definitely unlike Hank, but Hank also likes to conserve in the beginning of the run. That's typical of him, and then he'll put some fast times together on the back end of the run, usually 2 to 3 tenths faster in the field. So, you know, a lot of these guys might just be being conservative, like, you know, Nathan Rogie, Justin Michael, Curtis Rogers, those guys running mid-pack. But we're coming up on lap 20, and, you know, Rhett Tucker still has a 2.5 second lead.
I was checking out, you know, the 36 truck of Hank Caston, no damage, so like you said, he's just kind of chilling out back there. He might be saving a set of tires, you know, but to your point, Rhett's is still maintaining his lead out front, but Curtis Rogers seems like he is running some faster lap times right now than those top 3 still. So I think the top 3 have definitely used their stuff up a little bit more, but Curtis is not going to have enough time, I don't think, to get back to Rhett. See a pretty good race right there. You see Curtis Rogers in that 65 machine on the left side of your screen, that red, white, and blue truck. You see Justin Michael there in the 87, Nathan Rogie in the 91, Jeff Merck, and Dustin Scruggs, and all some pretty good racing here in the midfield pack. Rogie running Justin Michael up the track just a little bit right there. Got a little tight in those bumps.
Yeah, you want to see, you know, you kind of want to get some track position right here, because you know the caution's coming in 9 laps, 8 laps to go in this first stage. So you kind of want to set yourself up to get some track position, get 4 fresh tires, and see if you can have anything for that 99 truck of Red Tucker.
Absolutely, and Curtis Rogers in that 4th position. He's caught the tail end of Raul Meza here, as McGonigal and Meza have been battling for about the last 8 laps or so. And Curtis, he's going to start trying to look to see how he can get around those guys. Justin Michael right behind him. These guys are going to start turning it up now. Justin Michael trying to peek around Curtis Rogers there, heading around the back straightaway. We come to 7 to go. Stage number 1. Brett Tucker has expanded his lead to 2.75 seconds out in front of Andrew McGonigal. That 2nd position. These guys getting towards the end of the stage, you know, they probably are going to be able to watch Brett Tucker and say, hey, I need to go a little bit faster in this next stage, because he has pulled away, he continues to pull away, and it just does not seem like there's anybody fast enough over the whole entirety of the run right now than Rhett Tucker. At least after this first stage. We've got 2 more stages to go in this race. And a lot of times for things to change.
Oh, absolutely, Adam. It's just, I can't remember the last time I seen a truck just, get out there in front of the field like this.
Especially at Las Vegas.
Yeah, especially at Las Vegas. It's definitely a compliment to Rhett to be able to, hold strong. I thought he was going to actually get out there for about, 5, 6 laps, and then the draft would kind of kick in with this pack and they would get up there and catch him. But so far, they have not been successful with that.
It's like riding on board with Curtis Rogers. Something happened to him that we missed on the racetrack. He's got some left side damage. He went from 4th to 8th. I don't know what happened to him. He's got some left side damage. You see it right there on the screen. We missed it on screen. Go back and see if maybe we can get a replay, or maybe I can find out what happened to him here. Looks like it was back on lap 25 going down the back straightaway. There you see it on screen. Looks like he comes off turn 2 up against that wall. Gets a little bit loose. Goes down and doors Jeff Merck in that 60 truck.
Yeah, they should both be fine though, probably a little bit of optional, but it shouldn't slow them down too much.
And it seems like he had just kind of burned up his tires on that run. I was wondering because his speed kind of was starting to fall off compared to Rhett's, where he was catching them. And a lot of guys started getting around him in that mid-pack. Now here we go, 2 to go in the stage. Rhett Tucker still out front. There you see Andrew McGonigal, Raul Meza, Justin Michael, all 3 of those trucks. Put them on their blanket racing in the 2nd position. Raul's been peeking behind McGonigal for about 15 laps now. He's going to try to make his move to the inside now, trying to get the spot away from him. Not able to get underneath of him. And that's going to open the door for Justin Michael to get a run on his outside off of turn 4. We hit the white flag here in stage number 1. Rhett Tucker continues his domination here in stage 1. He's going to come off turn 2. Be eager to talk to him when this stage is over to see how he's feeling. I'm sure he's feeling pretty good at this point in time. Rhett Tucker off turn number 4. He's going to win stage 1 tonight at Las Vegas. McGonigal's going to come home 2nd. Justin Michael 3rd, and Raul Meza will end up back in the 4th position. Brady, strategy right here. Guys I'm watching right now is Hank Caston and Brandon Broadfoot. Both of those guys have really conserved their pace over that run, so I'm going to look for them to not take tires. I think I'm looking for everybody else to take tires, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I would say if you're running, top 7, I'd definitely take 4 tires here. If you're running, 8th on back, it might not be a bad idea to save a set, just like I said, in case you get that late caution at the end.
Absolutely. I mean, and some of these guys, their only chance is going to be with winning this race on strategy.
And then we really don't know if this is just according to some plans of certain drivers, if they don't want to show too much in the beginning, who's holding back, who's not, so I think there's just a lot of things that's going on that we may not know going in the booth.
Absolutely. All we can do is speculate up here in the booth on what we think might happen. You see all the drivers head down pit road now. Justin Michael having that first pit stall on pit road after winning the pole is gonna maybe help him out a little bit. You see Rhett Tucker comes off pit road first. Justin Michael, I think he might have squeezed out in second for that spot. That was a really close three-way battle there for second. Looks like McGronick was going to take that spot. Justin was going to get third, and Nathan Rogie will be fourth. That was 3 wide coming off pit road for that. That was really, real tense moment for some of those drivers right there.
Absolutely, and you know that's another part of the whole strategy game. You know, is Justin Michael having that number 1 pit stall. That's gonna be big for him come later in the race.
So, trying to look through, I didn't even pay attention to see who didn't take tires and who did there. Take that back. It looks like Hank Caston did come in and get 4 tires.
I know Kyle Hess, Robbie Richards, they took 4.
Yeah, Brandon Broadfoot only took 2, it looks like, on that pit stop. So he's going to move himself up to 8th. Trying to look through the field here. Still got Rhett Tucker out front. Andrew McGronick was 2nd. Justin Michael 3rd. Nathan Rogie 4th. Raul Meza 5th. Kyle Hess 6th. Robbie Richards 7th. And Brandon Broadfoot moved up to 8th right there. Hank Caston 9th. Lance Miller 10th. Jeff Burke 11th. Dustin Scruggs fell all the way back to 12th. And then Curtis Rogers fell back to 13th. So really curious as to what happened to Dustin there. Well, maybe he was getting some damage repair there. He spent a little bit of extra time on pit road. Maybe picking up some damage repair as we had the 1 to go here, so the lights go out on the pace truck. They come across the line there. Brady, what's your thoughts on stage 2? You know, what are we going to see these guys try to do? Be curious to see if I might get up here and challenge Rhett. Maybe his teammate Andrew McGronick, Justin Michael, maybe Nathan Rogie. Got a couple of his teammates up there. Curious to see if I might get up here and challenge him.
Yeah, and I was checking on Dustin for you. It looked like he did have a long pit stop that he stayed in the stall for a little while, like he was going to fix some damage. So couldn't really tell if he had the extent of the damage, but he did have a long pit stop to get some damage fixed. Yeah, so this run's going to be 26 laps, shorter than the first stage by a couple laps. So pretty much running qualifying laps here, it seems like. You know, get out in clean air and hold it wide open as long as you can until the tires wear off. But I think you're going to see the same strategy that Rhett Tucker ran in the first stage carry over to the second stage.
Yeah, looking at Dustin's truck there too, you know, he doesn't look like he has any damage on that truck. Brandon Broadfoot looks like he may have gotten to the wall just a scrape on the right side, and then of course the left side damage that we noted from Curtis Rogers earlier. On that contact with Jeff Merckx, Rhett Tucker leads them off turn number 4. He's got to get the green flag here in stage number 2. Rhett gets out to a good jump. Really the top 3 breaking away pretty good. Nathan Rogie not getting a great start on that outside lane. Back and forth. See Raul's going to try to get around Rogie here pretty quickly. And there you see Justin Michael. This is the guy that's not a teammate of Rhett Tucker up there, and he's going to race him like he's not a teammate. He made quick work of him going there 2, 3, and 4, and Rhett's going to get some challenges now as he drops back to 3rd, as McGronick will get around him as well.
Yeah, just those restarts at Las Vegas, you know, you're wide open going through 1 and 2, and the momentum on the outside will carry you on the backstretch to get you a run to make the move that Justin Michael did. So, yeah, they're definitely going at it. But I'm kind of curious to see what Rhett's going to do if he's going to come back up here and challenge them, or if he's going to conserve a little bit.
Yeah, in the draft, you know, on fresh tires, the draft has really played a big role right here. You know, since everybody is really able to hold it wide open. They've got some good fresh tires. Watching a great 3-wide battle back there between Jeff Merck, Dustin Scruggs, Kyle Hess. Look at this great battle back here. Hank's trying to get back up through the field. Kyle Hess in that NASRA 360 Racing Network truck. Doing a good job. He's back there in the 8th position. And a lot of these guys just, they don't want to race too hard early on the stage. See, some good bit of give and take going on here. These guys know they got a long way to go. Just a little bit under 100 laps to go now. As you see some tough side-by-side racing up here between Justin Michael and McGonigal. Rhett's now falling back to 4th.
Yeah, Justin and Andrew's been going at it since we went back to green. It seems like it's all about, you know, Justin will get the run coming off the corner, and then Andrew will kind of side draft, but he's not doing it right now. And then he'll kind of run to the bottom and carry that momentum down there. But now he's going to let him down there, and Justin's taking control of this race now.
Yeah, you talked about side draft. I saw Justin get down on McGonigal's right rear, really side draft his truck up off that corner. He got a great run down the backstretch, and then McGonigal just had no choice but to let him go into 3 and 4.
Yeah, it seemed like Andrew was kind of content on letting him down there and just kind of ride around behind him for a little bit just to see what his truck's going to feel like in the next 5 to 8 laps.
Right now, Robbie Richards going to get up underneath of Rhett Tucker here, and Jeff Burke right behind Rhett. This is making it a lot more exciting now that Rhett, you know, he's got some challenge, and he's not really able to control this race on this restart.
Yeah, he must be listening to the broadcast, listening to us tell everybody, you know, what he's probably doing throughout this race. So he's probably trying to keep us honest or make it interesting.
Or he may be yelling at us, telling us to stop jinxing him right now. One or the other. Chronicle got back around Justin Michael. Oh, he's gonna get into him. They're gonna save it. They're gonna let Raul Meza get underneath of both of these guys. Raul's gonna take the lead here. Don't know if that was intentional or not, but Michael drove into the left rear of McGonigal there. And it has got this battle for the lead really heated up now.
Yeah, and Raul was able to lead that lap right there, so I know he's pretty excited about that. Robbie's making a run to the front right here. You know, last night's winner at Daytona International Speedway in the Truck Series on Monday night, so he's going to want to get up there. But this is the Vegas that we're used to seeing. You know, trucks side by side, pack racing. So and Raul is putting a block on Andrew right there. He wants to keep this lead.
Yeah, Raul's really got the good spot now. Wonder if Andrew's tires may have been burned up a little bit with that slide. A great save he had. It's a really good view right here from the cockpit of McGonigal. You see just how tight that racing is and the visibility of what the driver's got in that truck. Meanwhile, Rhett Tucker's falling back to 8th now. There you see him on the back of the screen. Some 3-wide action going on behind him, but this race for the lead up here. This is intense as now Justin Michael and McGonigal back side by side racing with this lead.
Yeah, we got a couple of more players up here now. Lance Miller and Kyle Hess has joined this pack. They want to get up here and kind of control this field too.
Yeah, Justin and Andrew, these guys are racing each other hard, man. They're not letting up. Jeff Merck gonna try to go to the outside of McGraw. Not gonna be able to make it work.
Now, are you surprised, Adam, to see them going at it like this? You know, we still got, you know, 90 laps to go in this race. So, are you kind of surprised to see them racing as hard as they are right now?
I'm surprised at what I saw between Justin and Andrew there. That really surprised me. Don't think it was intentional. Those two don't really seem like they're mad at each other on the track, but that surprised me. You know, these guys are just, no, because at the same time, Brady, these guys, I think they all know each other and they all trust each other on the racetrack. They know they're all clean drivers. They're racing hard. They know here in about 12 laps, they're going to have a caution and be able to get a new fresh set of tires on this thing. You see they've kind of single filed out now, so as the run is going on here, you know, coming to 11 to go in the stage, it's going to be curious now to see who can hang on and close this deal out. I don't know. See McGronigal, he goes down to that low side, you know, his tires are getting more worn now, so I don't know if he's going to be able to make that move work on the inside of 1 and 2 as he goes over those bumps. You saw his truck just push up when he went over those bumps, and Michael got the great run off the corner. I think McGronigal's going to have to try to find another way around him now that his tires are worn.
Yeah, and he's probably going to need some help, some drafting help. You see Jeff get up there. Raul's coming back into play. It's going to be tough. You know, you get real tight on the bottom this late in the run, especially with a truck on your outside. He's going to take the air off of you, so you might have to play with the throttle, get out of the gas a little bit, and it's just going to be hard to get that run coming off the corner from that line.
Tucker is falling back to the 10th position, the 11th position now, as they head across the line. And he's about 4 seconds back now from this lead group, so the script has really flipped.
And you know, that's what Vegas provides. You know, you'll have guys in the beginning, you know, dominating. You'll run in packs. You'll have a couple of different leaders, as I believe we've seen 4 different leaders so far in this race in 52 laps. So it just provides a different kind of racing instead of, you know, places like Kentucky or Texas, Homestead, you know, some of those other traditional mile-and-a-half tracks that we run at.
You see Brandon Broadfoot going a lap down in that 24 machine. Field goes around him on the outside through 1 and 2, now down to the 3 and 4. Don't know if he's got that right side damage we saw on his truck earlier. That may be affecting him a little bit.
Yeah, but the good thing is, you know, we only got 7 more laps left in this stage, so he'll probably just be 1 lap down, and he'll get the lucky dog and get back on the lead lap and be able to go down pit road and get that fixed.
You see Kyle Hess on board. Dustin Scruggs following in suit behind him. Kyle Hess, the winner. The winner in one of the NASRA duels, or the NASRA qualifier, I'd say, from a few weeks ago on the Monday Night Truck Series. You know, he has shown himself as to be a really fast driver on the super speedway tracks. You know, he got the pole at Daytona. So it's really going to be, see if he can put it all together here on this mile and a half. I think when we restart, he's going to be a driver to watch on those restarts. You know, he's looking like he's coming on with a strong driver on the super speedway. So when it comes to drafting, Kyle's definitely one of the guys to watch.
Yeah, and he does a great job at conserving himself. He always wants to be there at the end. You got to kind of be there at the end to win one of these things. So he kind of just manages his races, and he always just seems to show up there at them.
And you see Jeff Merck, he wants to go to try the low side of McGonigal coming through 1 and 2. Got about 4 laps left to go here in the stage. Justin Michaels kind of pulled away from McGonigal a little bit. Now Jeff Merck, he wants to try to get that second spot. How important is track position at the end of the stage?
I believe it's huge, because you kind of, I can't speak for everybody, but usually what I look at when we're coming off the second stage, the conclusion of it is, probably going to have about 60 to 70 laps. So you want to split that in half, hey, I need to get to lap 100, 105. That's where I want to make my pit stop. I want to be the first one down so I can leapfrog people if I have to. So that's what I'm thinking about. I can't speak for everybody else in that situation. So you definitely want to be, I would say, in the first 2 rows for this final stage.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's definitely going to be track position at the beginning of the stage is going to be huge, especially if the race goes green. Definitely going to be huge because I think you're going to see some guys maybe push a little bit harder when this final stage goes. Everybody's, I think, is going to push a little bit harder when the final stage comes out. As now we head to the final lap of stage number 2. Justin Michael leads Andrew McGonigal down into turn number 1. You see Jeff Merck was side by side back there with Raul Meza for that 3rd position. Oh, we see some dodging going on, going down the back straightaway there. So Michael's going to win stage 2. Andrew McGonigal will be 2nd. And Raul Meza is going to grab that 3rd position. So I think we'll see everybody probably take tires right here. Be really surprised if we didn't. Just a note there, Brady. Brett Tucker fell about 7.5 seconds back behind leader Justin Michael. I'm going to watch him on this pit stop to see what his strategy is going to be to try to get some track position back.
Yeah, I kind of was wondering if Rhett may save a set here. I mean, they've got, if they took a set on the first stage, they take a set right here. They'll have one more set for that final run. I don't know if anybody would save a set right here and stay out or just take fuel only. I've been wrong before, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see. I think you have to take 4 tires here to stay with the leaders up front.
Yeah, I think you're definitely taking a gamble by not taking tires here. You're definitely gambling that maybe you get a quick caution and you can use, another set. See, Justin's going to lead us on the pit road, and then maybe save a set for the final run that maybe the other guys don't have.
As we see everybody coming down pit road, this is definitely going to be one of the money stops. I know Justin Michael's going to want to get back out in front right here as they are taking on tires. He's got the right sides up. They got the jack down, left side. So Justin Michael's taking 4. Jeff Merrick behind him's taking 4. Raul take 4. And it looks like Justin Scruggs, I believe, took 4.
Red also took 4 tires there. Oh, that just confuses me, Brady. I'm going to be honest with you. McGonigal spent a little bit of time on pit road. Does not look as though McGonigal took any tires on pit road either, so I'm going to be really curious to see what his strategy is here.
Well, Adam, I tell you what, while we got time to figure it out, I'm gonna pull to Michael here in the booth, and we can talk to our stage 2 winner.
All right, let's do it. Justin Michael, Adam up here in the NASRA 360 booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Justin, you know, it was Rhett kind of there in the first stage, dominated. Then you come out and had this great battle with Andrew. You know, kind of got into Andrew a little bit there. You want to kind of explain to the viewers what happened there?
Yeah, I don't know. He left the hole and I took it, and he tried to close at the last second. So, I mean, nothing I could really do. I let him collect it up and didn't spin him anymore. So hopefully he understands what happened. So he doesn't try to do payback later, because it definitely wasn't intentional. But yeah, other than that, it's been a good run. Good clean race for the most part up front here, and hopefully we can stay up front for the next however many laps we have left.
Y'all definitely gathered it up really nice there. Y'all kept racing really hard. That was just a fun battle to watch on the track for that eventual stage 2 win. You looked dominant the rest of the stage. So anybody you got your eye on coming back to the field, or do you think you're just going to try to pull away with this one? What's the strategy moving forward here?
Well, strategy, I'm not sure. We're kind of wing it, I guess, because this setup truck, track combination prevents like super speedway style racing, so it's kind of hard to break away. We were saving the first run. I think everybody was. That's why Red pulled away. But I know the 60 will be pretty strong. The 11 will probably be pretty strong too. So definitely looking out for those guys.
All right, Brady, you got any questions for our stage 2 winner?
Just congratulations on the stage 2 win. I know we're getting a 1 to go here, but Justin, do you think you got an idea of when you think you're gonna pit, or do you want to be the first one on pit road before everybody else, or you kind of want them to go a lap before you?
I'd rather be the last person, so I don't get caught with being in there with a yellow.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, good luck to you the rest of the way, and we'll definitely be pulling for you.
Appreciate it, guys.
Hear from Justin Michael there as he will lead the field in this final stage. Brady, he didn't really want to tell us all of his secrets there, I didn't feel like, but he said he wants to be the last one on pit road. So if we do end up getting green flag stops here, it's going to be real nice to watch that.
Yeah, I just I've always preferred, and I know everybody's different. I've always preferred to kind of be one of the first guys on there, like I said, because you can come out, running, quick times, and you have the opportunity to pick up a second or two on guys, or extend that lead if you do have one going into them. So maybe he was just playing some mind games with us.
Yeah, I'm sure he didn't want to tell us all of his secrets. See the pace truck pulls off pit road. It's going to be a thrilling final stage to watch. If it's anything like stage 2 was, it's going to be fun to watch. Justin Michael back in the restart zone. Green flags back out. Justin with a good jump there. We see Dustin Scruggs gets up underneath from Raul Mesa for second. Dustin's going to try to get away from these guys pretty quickly. He doesn't want to get caught racing these guys as hard as he had to do at stage 2 there. He wants to try to get away and break away in that clean air and use that to his advantage. Got guys like Robbie Richards, as he dives underneath a roll coming off turn 4. Or tries to anyway. He wants to get up there and race for this win, race for this lead. Dustin Scruggs gets underneath of Justin Michael. Gets around him. Tucker's made his way up to 8th. See, he is around the outside of Curtis Rogers as they go, looks like 3 wide off turn number 4 right there. I think Brett had to kind of back out of his run there, kind of let Curtis get back up in front of him. He wasn't able to carry his run off the exit with Jeff Burke getting to his outside. Look at this huge run he's got off turn 2. He's going to take it 3 wide underneath of Curtis and Robbie Richards. He's going to make that work. That was a nice move right there.
Yeah, it's also to note, Adam, that Brandon Broadfoot was the lucky dog. He got his lap back. So all 13 drivers, as we see Raul get a little loose right there, getting into one, but all 13 drivers are on the lead lap.
Yeah, we'll take a moment and give a shout out to our sponsors over here at NASRA 360 Racing Network. Got to give a huge shout out to 213simware.com, Sim Racer Hub, Butt Kicker, Triple M Pulling. Awesome, great sponsors over here at NASRA. As we're 3 wide for the lead. Brett Tucker, Raul Meza, Dustin Scruggs going for it as they head down to turn number 1. Brett Tucker goes back to the lead. Oh, see Raul. Almost got turned right there from Curtis Rogers. Oh, big wreck here. Curtis Rogers, Robbie Richards, Justin Michaels in it. Brandon Broadfoot. Oh man, they were racing hard. Kind of saw that coming. Didn't really see it coming, but it was definitely possible as hard as everybody was racing there. See what happened. I think this all kind of started with the whole Raul and Curtis Rogers incident going down the back straightaway. Definitely got this group mixed up, and then Justin Michael tries to get up underneath of Curtis there. Almost a little bit of net code there, Brady, and then just the field piled up. Nowhere for anybody to go right there. And a huge pile up. Brandon comes in, gets it, nails Robbie. Real unfortunate for some of these guys. See, Red's going to come down pit road. Is he topping off on fuel here, maybe?
Yeah, we're definitely going to find out as he gets in his pit stall. But Kyle Hess, man, he made a great move to get through there, and that is what it is. Brett Tucker just went and topped off with fuel. But yeah, Kyle Hess made a great move to get through that, Adam.
I noticed he's got some rear end damage on the back of that truck. He looks like he got punted there from Nathan Rogie, and Nathan kind of shoved him back through that wreck there, but that rear end damage might hurt him a little bit aerodynamically. Wow, so that definitely changes things. That was some good drivers taking out that wreck right there. Justin Michael being one of them. He still sits on pit road. Kyle has to come off pit road. Robbie Richards is still sitting on pit road. Nathan Rogie is now pulling off pit road. And Curtis Rogers. Those are some real fast guys tonight that have now been taken out of this race. And now we've got Hank Caston out front. See, well, look at it. Nathan Rogie coming off pit road. Looks like he's got a little bit of front end damage. That might slow him up. Looks like the top 6 is able to get through all that unscathed. So saw some guys go down pit road, top off on fuel. That's going to surrender the lead to Hank Caston. Leaves Dustin Scruggs in second. Raul Meza third. Looks like Lance Miller there in fourth. Rhett Tucker will be fifth. And then Jeff Merck will be sixth. You know, McGronagall's going to be seventh here, so, and Kyle has eighth. With some damage on those trucks, though, so we're going to see that's going to hurt their pace here. Joe comes off turn 4. Hank should get one to green. as we come to the line. Some of these guys shutting off the trucks, saving a little fuel on the caution already. Kind of surprised that, you know, you saw Rhett and Jeff Merck go down pit road. Kind of surprised that a couple of these other guys didn't go down pit road, top off on fuel. But now you see they are shutting off the trucks and saving on the caution, Brady. I'm not sure what the fuel window is here for this track.
I know it's in the 40s.
No, we're
give me
80% fuel usage.
Yeah, give me one sec. I know they can't make it the rest of the way for sure.
For the field side by side, coming through 3 and 4. Was on board there with Kyle Hess, that NASRA 360 onboard camera. Hank Caston, Dustin Scruggs going to lead this field back to green. And it's going to be about 66 laps to go. Green flag in the air. Looks like Dustin was the one that got the better jump. Hank was not able to launch in the restart zone. That gives Hank all the ability to kind of get down there. You see Rhett real aggressive, picking his nose up underneath of Hank there. Hank's going to try to fight back. He ain't going to like that. And they're 3 wide behind those guys. You know, Rhett, you know, our producer says that Rhett Tucker was clutching it under caution along with Dustin Scruggs, Brady, but, you know, Rhett, he's not really in, I guess, a big fuel-saving mode as some of these other guys, so we might see him use this to his advantage with him going down pit road there and topping off on fuel.
Yeah, and I just did some research. It looks like you can go about 33 to 37 is the fuel window. 33 laps to 37 laps.
Oh, so Rhett's looking at making this a one-stop race then, potentially. Some of these other guys might be looking at on the edge of 2 stops, so they're really going to have to conserve some more. Yeah, you see about a 7-lap difference there on the 6 to 7 lap difference there in that fuel window. A few of those laps being ran up underneath caution. See, Hank is the, well, Dustin Scruggs there. Sorry, I'm getting his and Hank's truck confused and mixed up there. Look pretty close, as McGonagall's going to give Hank a little shove coming off that apron. Got to watch out for that move, Brady. I don't know if that was really on Hank there, but I think Hank had every right to hold his line, and McGonagall, was his job to get back up on the racing surface, I think.
Yeah, Andrew's being very, very aggressive right now, and you can't blame him. You know, you kind of want to get out there, lead some laps, and get ready for this green flag pit stop as another shot's given, it looks like.
Wow. That's going to be Jeff Merck involved there. We're going to have to get a replay of what happened right there. There's a little bit of argument back and forth between Jeff Merck and Andrew McGonigal there.
Yeah, and Jeff's truck is destroyed.
Nah,
So whatever happened?
he having a little bit of technical difficulties here. We
Yeah,
apologize for that. But
they
here's the
can.
replay. Looks like Andrew started to go on that apron, and Jeff was anticipating him to keep moving down there, and then Andrew come back up, and I think that kind of caught Jeff off guard, and that's going to be a hard lick as Jeff gets slammed up into that outside wall. I'll tell you firsthand, Brady, that doesn't look like it would be too bad of a hit, but as fast as these trucks are going, it happened to me just a few weeks ago. That truck, it pretty much blew the motor in Jeff Merck, and that's exactly what happened to me a few weeks ago. Those hits hurt in these trucks.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate for Jeff. You know, he had a lot of speed. You hate to see his night end like that. He does have damage for repairs, so he's obviously got required damage. So his night's pretty much going to be done as, you know, these guys going around green flag. It's going to be hard for him to get back in this race.
Yeah, McGronagall's gotten back up, and he's fighting side by side with Dustin Scruggs for his win, so McGronagall's truck not too affected by that, but Jeff Merck certainly frustrated with the 94 after the incident on track there. So I'm going to be curious to see what happens there as the race moves along. With Jeff Merck currently finding himself on pit road as McGronagall moves to the lead. Kind of come from nowhere, really. I mean, he was running up front. He was second in stage number 1, ran up front in stage 2, but now he's out here kind of showing that he might want to be the guy to dominate and lead this race now.
Yeah, and we're down to 8 trucks left. Nathan Rogi's going to bring up the end. He's forced 14 seconds back from this battle going on for the lead. So with 8 trucks left, Adam, you know, it kind of makes life easier on these guys.
Well, they know that they're all in a money spot now, but some of these guys, they're not going to be satisfied with 8. But it also makes it easier for them as far as strategy goes and having to race some of these guys. To your point, Brady. See McGronagall and Scruggs. I don't know that these guys behind McGronagall are just kind of riding behind him and saving a little bit. You know, Rhett is just riding behind. We know he's probably going to be a lot better position than these guys in front of him on fuel. Those guys running some really close lap times.
Well, you know, we talked about it at the beginning of the show. You know, we talked about 5 guys, 2 of them's out, but we talked about 3 others, and here they are, you know, at the front of the field battling for it.
Yep. You're exactly right. You know, Dustin Scruggs, McGronagall, Rhett Tucker, Hank Casson, these are all guys that we thought would be running up front this race, with the exception of, I think, Justin Michael it was, being taken out in that earlier incident.
And you know, don't count out that 32 truck of Lance Miller. You know, if he continues to gain some traction on these guys and catch them to be able to draft off of them, you know, he might have something for these guys.
He's actually a little bit on pace there with Hank Caston in that 4th position. Actually ran a couple hundreds faster. He's definitely catching up with their tail end to get this draft here. still probably about 15 laps away from green flag pit stops for Rhett and some of those guys that stayed out, but maybe 10 laps away from some of these other guys. If they pit around lap 100, Brady, you know, you talked about the pit window being between 33 and 37. How much of a stretch is that going to be for them to make it the rest of the way?
Well, I think if they pit on lap 100, I believe that you'll see some guys, you know, you can, in a 33 lap run, you can find 2 laps if you need to be on the safe side. So I think lap 100, as long as everybody can make it there, they should be able to make it the rest of the way. It's going to be interesting to see if they can do that. Now, obviously, Rhett's doesn't really have anything to worry about because he can go about 5 to 10 more laps further than that. So he's not going to have to worry about conserving fuel, but it may be on the short end of the stick for some guys like Andrew, Dustin, Hank, and Lance. So we're definitely going to find out how this all plays out. Was Dustin able to save enough under caution, Andrew and Hank? You know, only time will tell.
Yeah, I think we're going to find out here pretty soon. You see Rhett kind of still battling back there for that third position on Hank Caston, but it looks like Rhett is kind of able to get away from Hank now. Hank went to that inside, going through 1 or 2, kind of went over those bumps. Lost a good bit of speed to Rhett coming off that turn. Dustin Scruggs is just kind of riding behind McGronicle here. I think he's kind of comfortable where he's sitting. He doesn't really seem like he's trying to push the issue too much. Just kind of conservative stuff behind Andrew. See, Andrew, man, it almost looked like he went up in the wall right there.
Yeah, he almost got a piece of it. But, I mean, they're all, you know, Dustin and Andrew, they're running within 300s, 400s within each other. Rhett's about a 10th off of pace. That's how much that draft plays a factor here, as you see Dustin going for the lead on Andrew. We're going to see if the inside line will pay off for him. It's just Andrew is going to carry so much more momentum coming off the corner on the outside lane, but maybe Dustin could maybe cut off the track a little bit, make it short as possible, and Andrew's going to put a block on him. So Dustin tried it. We'll see if he tries to continue to make that work, and if he can get in front of this 94 truck.
Now, one thing I saw on that last lap, Brady, Dustin went to the inside, but usually where you would see, you know, those guys kind of be a little bit, I want to say even, but you'd see an outside lane car pull on that guy on the inside, but you didn't really see that from Andrew. And then even from the lap before that, when Andrew kind of ran up there close to the wall, it kind of tells me his tires are getting a little hot, getting a little warm. And he's kind of starting to push up that track, not really able to turn it through the center like he's been wanting to. With Dustin, you might see him take advantage of that here in a minute. As you might see it right here, Dustin's liable to get a pretty good run off this corner. You see Andrew went to the bottom. Dustin, now he's able to peek his nose to the inside, come right here through 3 and 4.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of diamond, you know, through 1 and 2 to get that run on Andrew. So that was a pretty interesting move, and
Andrew's fighting back.
Oh. Yeah,
This will tell you who's got the better tires coming through this turn right here. If Dustin can get around him on this inside, which he's not going to be able to do, Ronnie will still able to fight back on that outside.
it's just so tough, Adam. You know, you're gonna try to pull off this move, and you got so many laps on your tires. It's really, really tough.
Now these two, that bring us to lap number 100. So I think maybe starting the next lap, we'll probably see some guys starting to head down pit road.
And you know, if I'm Dustin Scruggs here, I almost want to just follow Andrew, maybe run one more lap, and dive off down pit road before him to try to leapfrog him during green flag pit stops.
Now, I'm not sure how many laps are left in this tank for these guys, but they're definitely going to want to stretch their field as long as they can here. I think, you know, at least want to go a couple more laps out there. Now it's 30 to go, so maybe a couple more laps, try to get the fuel mileage in the bag like you want it. We're at 35 to go now. I think really the minimum pit window might be about 31, 32 laps. Some of these guys have been on pit road, looks like 35 laps. I think is what we're seeing, and you're going to see Dustin, just like you said, Brady.
I like this move. That's exactly, he pulls Hank down with him. But if I was Dustin, that's the same exact thing I would have done. And here you see Lance Miller, Kyle Hess, Raul Meza, and the 99er Rhett Tucker come down. And it looks like Rhett might have pitted the lap before. So maybe that's why Dustin came down pit road. But I like what Dustin did right there.
Yeah, McGonigle's going to be the last car that has not pitted, along with Nathan Rogie. But McGonigle's coming up to lap Nathan Rogie. As he continues to stay out. Maybe he's hoping for a caution, but the longer he stays out here, does it help him or hurt him?
Well, Dustin beats Hank off easily off pit road. It's going to be interesting to see where Rhett kind of funnels in here. We need to see where Rhett Tucker's at right now.
Coming up on Hank off turn 2 right now. He's going to get around Hank.
But Dustin's going to stay in front of Rhett, so great job by Dustin Scruggs get on and off pit road there to stay in front of Rhett Tucker.
Yeah, with the lap fresher tires there, that's really huge for Dustin. That was the money stop for these guys, and McGonigal still has to come down. That was the money stop. This right here is what's going to decide this champion. If we don't have any more cautions the rest of this race.
Yeah, and we're going to be able to see Dustin's lap times right here. Andrew's running 31.9, so we'll be able to tell, you know, these fresh tires that Dustin Scruggs has. He's coming to the line right now. And he's running a 30.987 compared to Andrew's 32.1. So, if I'm Andrew, you got to come down pit road at least this lap or as soon as possible to get those fresh tires.
Waiting for a call is not going to get you, but maybe he's hoping that the fresher tires, you know, the amount of laps that he has pressure on Dustin is going to be helping him. As you see right there on the screen, Nathan Rogie actually was second, so he was not putting Rogie a lap down there. Well, okay, I'll take that back. He was. He's got the whole field a lap down right now since he hasn't pitted, but that's all going to cycle through. Course.
Yeah, Dustin Scruggs is over a second faster than Andrew right now. He's just losing so much time.
Yeah, I mean, unless these guys, you know, something happens between, you got 3 drivers back there racing, Kyle Hess, Raul Meza, looks like Lance Miller. Unless something happens between those 3, I don't think we're going to have a caution out here. McGonigal may be hurting himself right here, staying out this long.
Yeah, because you figure, you know, Dustin pitted, what, 5 laps ago? You know, that's 5 seconds that he just put on top. Depending on how Andrew gets on and off pit road here, hopefully he does it to the best of his ability, but 5 seconds is going to be hard to make up.
Absolutely.
And every time I think that he's going to come down pit road, he just keeps going around. So, I don't know. We'll just have to see how it all kind of plays out.
Yeah, about 7/10 between Andrew and Dustin that last time by. 7/10 of a second was how much faster Dustin Scruggs was than Andrew. As now Andrew's going to slow that truck down. He's going to come down pit road. like he's going to get it rolled down in time enough. See Dustin, he's on by now. He's actually going to take that spot away from Nathan Rogan. He's going to take the provisional lead as he now heads down to turn number 1. Dustin comes through 3 and 4. Left side getting jacked up on Andrew McGonigle's machine. Dustin Scruggs coming off turn 4. Jack drops on McGonigle. McGonigle pulls out. Dustin Scruggs goes by on the outside, so there's the gap right there. It's just going to cost McGonigle a lot of time here. McGonigle now coming off turn number 2. Wait to see what the interval is here between the two. The drivers, 7.3 seconds. And McGonigle, you see, he's in a little group of drivers right there. He may, if he gets the racing here, it's definitely going to hurt him.
No, and he was able to pull out in front of that group, in front of Kyle Hess. So Kyle, Lance, and Raul, they all pitted along with Dustin Scruggs and Hank Caston. So they're going to be on a little bit older tires than Andrew. Andrew shouldn't have any problem pulling away from that group. But 7.3 seconds with 24 laps to go, Adam. I've been wrong before, but it's going to be tough to pick that up.
Yeah, it's now 6.9, so he made up almost 4/10 of a second right there over the course of a lap. I don't know if that, I mean, that might be enough, but that's going to end up evening out. Now it's 6.5, so McGonigle, maybe he's got the pace.
Well, he's 4/10 faster, so it seems like Dustin's going into 3, he's coming out of 2, so, and Dustin hits the apron right there. That's not going to help his cause, but hopefully within the next 15 laps, Dustin's hoping that the tires kind of equal out to where, you know, he doesn't have to worry about that charge from Andrew.
Yeah, 6.1, so another 4/10. So if he maintains this pace, he will catch him and will pass him if he maintains this pace.
Yeah, but he's going to be, you know, pushing hard, and like I said, he's going to be burning up the tires just to get there. So, you know, it's one thing to get there, then you got to pass him, and he's got to get through Rhett and Hank before he can even worry about Dustin.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what his best friend will be right now, and that's a yellow. If he had a yellow right now, he would be sitting in the spot.
Absolutely.
But Dustin, you know, he's just got to hit his marks, drive his line. And this one could be his. As you see, Hank Caston and Rhett Tucker side by side right there racing for second. You know, these guys, they're not out of this. They're not out of this either. They're hoping they can, the one can get around the other, and they can get up there and match the speed of Dustin and start to run it down. You see Rhett Tucker ends up getting up to the second position there.
Yeah, and Dustin and Rhett, Hank, they all look like they're running just about the same amount of times, so nothing gained right there.
Tight racing right there.
Yeah, oh,
They're going to make contact. I don't know if Hank got up in the wall or not right there. That was real close.
He definitely scraped it. Man, I can't believe they didn't wreck right there.
that was about to be the caution that may have won Andrew McGonigle the race if it would have worked out for him. Because now he's running it down about 3/10 a lap. McGonigle is catching Dustin Scruggs by, and these two right here racing is that's exactly what Dustin wants to see, and he wants to see these guys race McGonigle just as hard as they're racing each other right now.
And they will. You know, 19 laps to go. By the time he gets to Red, it'll probably be 15 laps to go, and Red's not going to want to, you know, lose that spot right there. Especially, you know, you need all the points you can get for this championship.
Caston is dropping back, you see, about a tenth. A little bit over a tenth each lap, almost a tenth and a half most laps by. McGonagall's now cut that lead down to 4.5 seconds. So he's still chopping about 3 to 4 tenths off of Scruggs this time. As you see right there on the screen, the battle for the first position. All the drivers involved. Somebody to keep an eye out for too is Kyle Hess. Kyle is, you know, he's kind of ate into Dustin Scruggs' lead a little bit as well. And you know Dustin, he's just out there just kind of trying to keep the tires cool on that truck. He's got a comfortable lead. He saw Hank and Rhett racing behind him. He's just trying to cruise to this championship tonight.
Yeah, and Andrew got around Rhett right here, and he's about to make a move on Hank.
He got around Rhett pretty quickly there, and he's gonna looks like maybe quick work of Hank if he can clear him. And Brady, he went from 4.1 to 3.4 seconds behind Dustin Scruggs right there.
Yeah, it looks like Dustin's struggling really, really bad right now. He's going from 31.5s to 31.7s just in 2 laps, so he must be pushing really, really hard.
Need to go is Andrew gonna have the time? As you see, Dustin Scruggs 2.5 tenths slower, 4.5 tenths slower, 6.5 tenths slower, 4.42 slower on lap 120, and 2 tenths slower that last time by on 121. So McGonagall making up the speed and making up the time.
Yeah, and you know, in the mix of all that, Adam, you know, he had the draft coming off of Rhett and Hank, so we'll be able to really see how much time he's putting on per lap without any draft help.
Yeah, that time right there about 0.33, so still about 3 tenths of a second a lap. Still fast enough to run him down. See what the time is this time. Almost 2 tenths. That was 0.18 right there. I don't know if he can do it with 2 tenths a lap, but I think he could probably do it with 3 tenths a lap.
Yeah, he picked up another 2 tenths on that lap, so it's definitely going to be interesting. Like I said, it's one thing to get there, it's another to pass him.
Yeah, 2 tenths a lap ain't gonna do it. You know, sitting here doing the math, 2 tenths laps just gonna leave him a few tenths short. He's definitely gonna have to be a little quicker than that.
But you know, since we it seems like we got a couple of seconds to go through the field, so why don't we do that? You know, Dustin Scruggs, we've seen Rhett Tucker dominate the first part of this race. Justin Michael dominate the middle part of the race, and now Dustin Scruggs. We've seen Andrew up here battling Rhett Tucker, Hank, all these guys running top forward, and Kyle Hess and Raul, they've been battling for 5th and 6th, so we haven't really heard, you know, they've been running mid-pack, but battling all night long. And Lance Miller, he's been up here at times. I don't think he had that great of a pit stop, so he's lost some time, but and then I think you still got Nathan Roby on track, even though he's a lap down, but they got pretty spread out with these pit stops, Adam. But you know, we've seen some good racing tonight.
Yeah, shout out to Kyle and all Mesa too. They are matching the lap times of leader Dustin Scruggs. So those guys are not, You know, if they had a little bit better track position, these guys would be right up here fighting with these leaders. Shout out to those guys back there hanging on. See laps ticking down for Andrew McGonigal as he tries to run down Dustin Scruggs. 8 laps to go. We say the pace is just falling off just a little bit for McGonigal, not running down Scruggs as fast. He's really going to step up the pace a good bit. You see another, look like maybe 2.5, 2.26. Take it off right there. This is Scruggs, 6 to go. McGonigal about 1.4 behind the leader. 1.3 now. And I'll tell you what might help McGonigal is Dustin Scruggs is coming up on the lap truck of McGonigal's teammate, Nathan Rogie. So I think maybe a little, McGonigal might be saying, hey teammate, help me out here. Race that guy. Well, I'm not sure. I don't think that Dustin and McGonigal are teammates, are they?
I believe at times they've run under the same banner. I don't know how in depth they are as far as, you know, the whole primary race team goes and Rhett Tucker Racing, if there's an alliance there, but it seems like nonetheless that they're all good buddies, and I think you'll see Nathan probably get out the way here shortly.
Yeah, 4 to go now. McGonigal's 1 second behind Dustin. He's going to run about 2.5 tenths of a second faster than him each lap to be at his rear bumper on that last lap. So, see what's going to happen right here with Rogie and Scruggs. And Scruggs, you know, he might be using a little bit of draft. Looks like Rogie's going to try to go high. Maybe get out of the way, but he definitely cuts off Scruggs' corner there.
Yeah, it's definitely not the place that Dustin wanted to catch him.
And that is going to allow, it's going to allow Andrew to close up about 0.3 of a second right there. So that's exactly what Andrew needs. And now he's got the draft of Rogie. And Rogie's just going to get right out of McGonigal's way. So definitely maybe trying to help him out a little bit as they come off turn 4. It's going to be 2 laps to go. Now McGonigal under a half a second. And now he's in Dustin's draft. So this race ain't over yet.
Oh, not at all. I'm even surprised he got up here, Adam. It's definitely going to put on a good show here, as you see Dustin
trying to break that draft. Looks like about 0.3 now coming off turn 4. Don't know if it's going to be enough. I don't think he's going to get there. Dustin's going to run a perfect lap right here.
Andrew's going to try to get that run off the corner. Yeah, he's going to try to get that run off the corner and draft. Oh, he's definitely going to go for it.
Don't think he's going to get there, though. Dustin Scruggs going to come off turn number 4. He's going to be your champion on Tuesday nights. Give it to Dustin Scruggs. Champion here at Las Vegas. So our finishing order there, you see Dustin Scruggs comes away with the championship here tonight. Just a good finish right there between McGonigal and him. McGonigal's going to come home runner up right there in second. Hank Caston will be third. Kyle Hess from Mission 1 Esports going to come home in 4th. Raul Meza will be 5th. Brett Tucker 6th. Lance Miller will come home in 7th. Nathan Rogie in 8th. Jeff Merrick will be in 9th. Brandon Broadfoot 10th. Justin Michael, after wrecking out earlier, being one of the favorites to win, he's going to come home 11th. Curtis Rogers in 12th. Robert Richards 13th. And Chad Waller will be 14th. See Dustin Scruggs burning it down here in Las Vegas. Well, Brady, I don't know if thinking maybe if McGonigal had pitted just a lap sooner, he might have gotten there.
That's what you know. I don't want to say I felt like I was right, but I just didn't like how he was staying out as long as he did. I think if he pits 2 to 3 laps before he did, I think he wins this race, Adam.
Yeah, I think he definitely had a much. Well, he had a pretty good shot there right at the end. He was coming down. He maybe just needed one more lap to try to get to him, but I agree completely 100% with you. If he had just a couple laps right before he did, I think we'd be talking about a different man winning this race possibly.
Yeah, we'll get the guys time to get in here for interview so we can talk to them. We're just waiting on Dustin, Andrew, and Hank.
Brady, I may be wrong, but the hearing from our producer that it was double points tonight.
Yep, yep, it was a double points race tonight.
So it was not win and you win.
Oh no, it goes by total points. So it wasn't. We honestly won't know who won the championship until the points are done. But I'm gonna bring in Hank here, our third place finisher tonight. How's it going, Hank? You got us in the booth?
I do. You guys got me?
Absolutely. So tell us about the race tonight.
It was Vegas, man. I really don't enjoy Vegas that much. It's more like a Talladega, Daytona type track, which I really don't enjoy too much. Just kind of full throttle. But with that said, though, I mean, I thought it was a good race. I think I pissed Red off. Probably when I was going in turn one, I slid up because I couldn't see where the corner was because I was trying to push a guy in front of me. I think that might be what he's pissed off about. But other than that, if that's the case, I apologize. I mean, he pinched me down anyway. So, I mean, it is what it is. But other than that, I mean, it was a pretty good race. I enjoyed it.
I got you. Well, we did see some contact between you and Rhett. We saw some others. With only 14 trucks showing up tonight, did you think that it was going to be as racy and dicey as it was at the beginning, middle part of the race, or did you expect that towards the later of the race? Like it
No,
just seemed like,
actually,
yeah,
well, actually, I thought I forgot about the stages. So when that first caution flag waved, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, "What is this?" And I still didn't really register it until after the second one. I was like, "Oh, there's stages." So then I stopped saving my tires at that point because I was saving it. I was going to get long runs. But then I realized it was Vegas and you needed to stay in a draft anyway, so it wouldn't have helped out much. I just didn't get much practice on that track, and I mean, congratulations to Dustin's and Andrew. They did a hell of a race. I don't know where the hell he came from. I thought I was going to get second, and then all of a sudden he comes flying by me. I don't know how that happened. I don't know if he went in and got
yeah.
tires later or what, but he was cruising.
Yeah, he pitted about 6 laps after you guys, so he had a little bit fresher tires than you guys and was able to run you guys down. But before we let you go, is there anybody you'd like to thank?
No, I mean, I'd like to thank NASRA and Brady for letting me in the league, and I'm excited for the other ones as well. I just wanted to jump in here because I was kind of bored tonight and wanted to run with everyone. I enjoy the league a lot. I think it's a good time, good competitive, good drivers, and I look forward to the future of it. So thanks,
Well,
Brady.
no problem. Well, we appreciate you and good luck to you.
Thanks, man.
All right, Adam, I'm going to bring in Andrew and I'll let you take it away.
Hey, Andrew McGonigal, it's Adam up here at the NASRA 360 booth. Gotta say, had a good run there for second place. You know, you were really charging. We were really watching your lap times there as you were trying to run down Dustin Scruggs. Maybe you needed another lap or two, and maybe you would have got to him and been able to make a move. Walk us through your closing laps and strategy there at the end.
Yeah, Adam, great to talk to you guys again. Yeah, it was a fun race. I got someone in here complaining. I guess I have to go back and look at the replay. You know, there's an incident with one of the championship contenders that wants to, I guess, complain about close racing, but I guess he could have gave 6 inches of himself. He would have been all right. But yeah, got close to Dustin there at the end. Ran with Dustin, Hank, and Rhett in the ARCA series last year. Had good clean racing all year for a championship, and yeah, it was a good race. With a couple, 3 to 4 laps short. Probably could have done a little bit better getting onto pit road and not lost as much time to Dustin. But all in all, good day to get back into the NASRA Truck League.
Andrew, we thought you were almost out of it completely, but then you caught the draft of your teammate Nathan Rogie, and then Rogie kind of gave Dustin a little bit harder time than he gave you there, and you were able to quickly get around them and got really close to Dustin. You know, the rest of the race, talk about that hard racing you had between you and the other driver there. You know, looked like up here it was just kind of some hard racing incidents.
Yeah,
But what's your takeaway from it?
I'll have to go back and go back. Let me mute this guy. He's still complaining. I have to go back and look. Going back and look at the replay, to be honest. From what I saw, I got crowded. He expected me to go to the apron. I didn't want to, so I didn't want to take him out in the middle of the straightaway. So I went down. He kept crowding, and I held my line. It split the apron and the bank, and it just got sideways on me. You know, if he was that worried about where he was in points and everything, he could have done what he's preaching right now and gave himself 6 inches for wiggle room.
Well, all right, Andrew. We'll open the floor for you to give any shout outs to any sponsors or people you'd like to thank.
Yeah, I got to thank Brady and Dustin for putting on the league. I know it's been real hectic with work and so forth, and glad to get back here on a Tuesday night race with you guys.
All right, thank you, Andrew. Congratulations again on your second place finish.
All right, thank you guys.
Yeah, we'll let Andrew go ahead and go take care of that conversation with Jeff. It seems like they still have some disagreements about that. But at this time, we'll bring
A
in
little bit of
Dustin.
drama.
Yeah.
I want to know
We'll-
more.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll bring in Dustin Scruggs here, the winner tonight. Dustin, tell us about your race, buddy.
Man, what do you want to know? You want to know all the secrets?
Well, we just want to congratulate you, but we wanted to know your mindset. Did you think it was gonna? Well, first off, Rhett just takes off on the first stage, gets out to almost a 3-second lead. We're trying to figure out in the booth like what's going on. You know, are we at Las Vegas or, you know, a typical mile-and-a-half track? And then you seem to find your way there through the middle part of the second stage to get some track position, and then you obviously I said, you know, you need to go down pit road before Andrew so you could leapfrog him, and you did just that. So kind of tell us your mindset of what you were thinking there.
Yeah, I mean, stage one, I mean, I just fell back and I was trying to save tires, thinking to pay off in the long run. But this track's kind of tricky to save tires. You got to lift a little bit, but not too much. So that didn't work out too well. In second stage, yeah, I got behind Brandon, he got loose, kind of put me back a few seconds by myself. But I noticed everybody was racing hard up there, so I thought, well, I mean, maybe they're burning up their tires. So I was able to work through the field a little bit, and I had a great pit stop. I picked up a couple spots, so I came out in third. And then I knew it was going to get a little wild, so the idea was just try to stay ahead, but also stay clean. Kind of keep a eye on what's going on behind me, especially coming out of two. And then I did practice the pit stops a lot, and then once I knew if I could get open space, I kind of knew the pace that I needed to have to be ahead. And it just happened. Everything worked out in my favor. I avoided the wrecks. I avoided the any damages, and I was able to run my race the way I wanted to. And it was the perfect amount of laps. 136, I think I would have gotten second.
Yeah, that's the next question that I'm getting at because I was kind of second guessing the fact that Andrew stayed out as long as he did after you pitted. I think the race was between you guys. So I was wondering why he would have stayed out 6 laps later because I want to say you picked up about 5 to 6 seconds on him by doing so. So were you surprised that he stayed out that much longer than you did? And how worried were you whenever he was catching you in those final laps?
I was both surprised that he stayed out that long. I was also surprised that he caught me at all. And then, as he was catching me, I just had to stick with the plan of running what I wanted to run. I had, like some benchmarks for laps on tires that I wanted to hit, and then I just stuck with the plan and hoped that it paid off, and that as he caught me, that differential each lap would drop and we'd start to even out eventually. And that's kind of what was happening. It was 0.2 of a second. And then, by the end of it, it was like 0.1 every 2 laps, except for, of course, when he caught my draft. And then, then it was just basically going to be a defending ish, situation.
I got you. Well, before we let you go, Adam, you got any questions for our winner tonight?
Dustin, just congratulations. You look real dominant there at the end. Like Brady said, wonder just how much you were stressing there with Andrew breathing down your neck there at the end. You said it yourself, 136, and you may not have had it.
Yep. I just woke up this morning and started pissing excellence. What can I say? No, I'm kidding. It was a fun league. I wish there would have been a little bit more competition. There was a lot of good guys at the beginning, and I thought this could have been a really crazy championship with the people we had at the beginning of the year. But live another season, and we'll see if we can get more people next time. So.
Yeah, you know how it is sometimes. Sometimes they work as planned. I guess they exceed expectations, they meet expectations, and they fall just a little bit short. But all you could do is just keep on trying, and hopefully we'll give it another shot one day in the near future, and we can, see fields of 30 and 40 guys on track. But before we let you go, is there anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, of course, I got to thank my family, my wife, who is 7 months pregnant now. So we're going to have a baby January 1, Primary Power Sports, Carpet Express. That's probably about it. Prosper Engineering, that's my company. So I'll thank myself.
Well, congratulations again, Dustin. We appreciate everything you do for NASRA, and go enjoy that victory tonight.
Right. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And that was your winner right there, Dustin Scruggs. Adam, I thought it was a really, really good race. We've seen some different players out in front. There was a lot of racing in the front, a lot of racing in the back. 3 wide, it seemed like, whether it was first or fifth. What are your thoughts on our closing statements for the night?
Honestly, Brady, I see Jeff Merck down there, and I want to talk to him. Not gonna lie to you, I want to hear what he's got to say about that McGonigal incident.
I mean, it's up to you. What you think?
Maybe we should pull him up here and see if he wants to chat about it.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, Jeff, you got a copy?
Hang on, man.
Oh, it seems like he might still be going at it with Andrew, Adam. We'll give him a second, and then maybe we can catch up with him.
No, I'm here.
Oh, how's it going, Jeff? When
Yeah.
we were doing interviews with Andrew earlier, we kind of heard you in the background. It seemed like you guys had a bit of a disagreement. Tell us a little bit about your race and if y'all were able to settle it out.
No, he was just racing like an absolute buffoon all damn night, running people over. Uh, he doesn't know where his truck's at, and he's bitching about somebody. You'll go through the corner, and he's pinching you down so hard that you can't even breathe. And if you even turn toward him at all on the apron, he panics, jumps on the apron, loses the car, comes back up, smashes into a guy that's second in points and 1 point away from winning the championship, and then he crashes it out. And you, and if you go back and watch that replay, the lap before he did the same exact shit to Hank that he did to me, and he's bitching saying that, oh well, you forced me down on the apron. No, you don't know where your truck's at. You're an idiot. You don't know how to drive, and you're just running people over. he he is a perfect example of an official racer. You know, he'll go out and run an official race, and all he thinks and all he cares about is getting to the front. If he wrecks 4 or 5 people getting there, oh well, then it's somebody else's fault. So it's just the same shit that people come into the leagues to try to get away from, and then they come in here. He's ran 2 races all year, 22nd in points, and he's in here affecting a championship driving like an idiot.
Well, man, I sense the Tony Stewart coming out of you, Jeff. Adam, do you have any questions for Jeff?
I love it, Jeff. That's emotion. That's exactly why we brought you in here. We want to, get your emotion out and see, if do you see this reconciling between the two of you two? Y'all gonna be able to work this out and maybe race each other better here in the
No,
future.
no. If I see him again, he gets anywhere near me, I'm gonna race him exactly the way he raced me. He's
Well,
gonna be he's gonna be in a wall somewhere if he gets anywhere near me. Just like Days of Thunder. You get anywhere if he gets anywhere near me, he's going in a wall.
Well, well, we're going to be excited to maybe keep an eye on that in the seasons to come, and whenever we can get you guys back on track. We just wanted to say here at NASRA, we appreciate your commitment to the league this season, Jeff, and hopefully, something else might happen in the near future where we get you back on track with us.
Oh yeah, I'll keep my eye out. I like coming in. I like running for money. I like it puts more on the line. It's makes it more competitive. But I mean, that's not competition the way he was racing everybody on the track tonight. I had a teammate, he was running up front, and he was running him like an absolute douchebag as well. I mean, he's blocking him going into the corners, blocking him going down the straightaway, and that's 20 laps into a 130 lap race, and he's driving like an absolute moron.
Yes, well, we appreciate it. Before we let you go, Jeff, we'll let you thank anybody. Give a shout out to anybody, whoever helps you do this or, gives you the time to let you run these races.
Yeah, I gotta give a shout out to all my teammates over at Bandit Motorsports. Justin Michael, I know me, him, and Rhett Tucker were racing for a championship tonight. I think there was 3 points. It was separated the top three, I think. So it was going to be a really good championship race. Uh, so we wear red on Fridays, primary sponsor on this car. And as always, big shout out to my buddy Taryn DeFelice over there, HSR. Uh, him and Rhett Tucker both. They're both great guys. Couldn't ask for better people. So I always look forward to racing with those guys anytime I can. Rhett Tucker is a great guy. Um, so I think that's everybody. And my buddy there who drives the Andrew McGronigal. I can't wait to see him out in an official race somewhere. But can't do anything in officials because he'd be the one guy that would go out and cry and report you. So, but I appreciate you guys putting on this championship race. I wish it could have been a better race for the championship, but the second and third guys both got crashed. So maybe we'll come back next year and try it again.
Sounds good. Well, we'll definitely keep in touch with you, Jeff, and you enjoy your night, buddy.
All right, man. See ya.
So, man, Adam, we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on that story whenever those two guys meet back on the track. Hopefully, hopefully they can settle their differences before they get back. But we'll just have to wait and find out.
Brady, I love it. The raw emotion right there. Folks at home, we do apologize for the language. This is a live esporting event, and that is exactly, what we wanted to, that's exactly what I was curious to see right there. This is the only place you can come right here on NASRA 360 Racing Network that allows you to hear these raw emotions from these drivers. That is exactly. If you don't think this is a big deal to these guys coming out here and racing for this championship tonight, you're wrong, because this stuff means something to these drivers. These guys are upset. These guys are disappointed on one side, and then on the other side, you got guys that are joyful, happy, victorious, loving it. So I love that raw emotion there, Brady.
Absolutely. And that's, some things that I try not to police so much as an owner, whenever I sense it getting out of hand and crossing the line, I might step in it. But I want these guys to get those things off their chests and kind of work through it, work through the process of it. You might get into somebody one week, you might be fine the next week, or it might develop a bit of a rivalry per se, because you want that. You want that in your leagues. You want guys going toe to toe. And, a lot of respect for Jeff. I know and again, we do apologize for the language. But we will talk to them about that after. But it's kind of our fault a little bit for bringing that in. But we want to catch that, those stories of what's going on behind the scenes. So it's definitely it's good to have for the league, and we love the passion.
Yeah, Brady, definitely a great thing to bring that to our viewers. I think too. These guys know they want to hear it. They want to hear what these guys got to say, what these guys got to think about it. But nonetheless, I think we had a thrilling, pretty good race. We saw some different guys getting up front, dominating the night. We saw Justin Michael in stage number one, or stage two. I'm sorry, Rhett Tucker was pulling away in stage one, and then saw Dustin Scruggs basically dominate the end of the race there at stage number three. So I think a pretty good, fun, exciting race for this season finale at Las Vegas. We got some good things over at NASRA. We got the Monday Night Truck Series starting up. So there's plenty of things to watch here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. That race is at about 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on Monday nights. And we got an Xfinity Series Thursday nights and a Super Speedway Series we're starting up on Wednesday nights. And, of course, our big Triple M Pull and Truck Series on Friday nights on Racecraft TV over there. Brady, final thoughts here from Las Vegas.
I enjoyed it. I appreciate you coming out. Our producer, Cody Knott, always does a fantastic job. I thought it was a great race. I was actually surprised at the mini big one that we had that took out some big players. Dustin Scruggs, we knew he was one of the favorites. I called him out before the race even started. Knew he was going to be fast here. And just a lot on the line tonight. There's definitely some stories that have unfinished business. So I definitely want to stay in the loop of what's going on with that. But great racing by everybody. We appreciate everybody that's come out this season. Whether you run one race, 3 races, 7, 10 races, just everybody that kind of helps it, because we need the drivers to make these leagues happen. So thank you to everybody that came out and really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and that's going to close things out. Before we go, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors over here at NASRA 360 Racing Network and in the NASRA Racing League. Like to thank Butt Kicker. You got Millie's Catering and Millie's Landing sponsoring us here on throughout our series. You got the 213simware.com truck series. You got the Sim Racer Hub truck series, Triple M Pull and Truck series, and of course the Over the Top Designs Xfinity series here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Pretty much going to close things out. Winner, congratulations again to Dustin Scruggs and company winning here tonight at Las Vegas. Got to give a huge shout out to my colleague Brady LaBeouf here for announcing, co-hosting with me, and to Cody Knott giving you all the camera shots, behind the scenes, giving you what you see here on screen. And with that, for Brady LaBeouf and Cody Knott, I'm Adam Newbert, and we'll see y'all next time on the NASRA 360 Racing Network.
still going, but you guys can talk. Try not to get monetized, man. Yeah, they review the videos. That's why you usually get that whole day buffer. A computer reviews it, and if it deems anything to be like super strong language or anything, it will block your video from being able to be seen again. Later, Brady.